Is 11:39:01 or 02? Is that Mr. Terry still raising a drink to his mouth?
Yes.
(11:39:39). Is this Miss Baker and Mr. Terry leaving the landing?
Yes.
At this moment when they're leaving, has the conversation about the accusation faded from memory and no longer a concern, or is there like still an argument about it going on at this time?
No, it seemed to be dropped.
Okay. (11:39:46). Just beneath the TV, you can see a pair of headlights right about here-ish, if you can see my cursor. Do you know whose car that is?
No, I do not. Once Mr. Baker and Mr. Terry leave the landing, do they ever come back? No.
Do you and your husband remain there for a while waiting for your Uber to come pick you up?
Yes, we do.
All right, I'm going to pause the video a second. At some point, while you were sitting at the landing waiting for your Uber to come pick you up, did you receive a phone call?
Yes, I did.
Who called you?
Kay did.
And do you remember about what time that is?
I just know it was 11:40 something. I can't remember exactly.
Okay. So it's somewhere still within like 10 minutes of this moment on video we're watching.
Correct.
And Ms. Baker calls you, and can you tell where they are from the sounds in the background?
It sounds like they're in the car.
So they're in the car, and what is Ms. Baker calling you about?
She's calling me because Matt is accusing her again of dancing with that guy.
And can you tell if Mr. Terry is anywhere in the vicinity of this phone call as it's being made?
Yes, I believe I was on speaker because he could hear me. I was telling him to stop. You're just being jealous. You need to just drop it.
All right. And so this phone call is somewhere post 11:40. Do you believe you're still at the landing when this phone call happens?
I do now that I see the video.
All right. Well, I'm going to jump ahead to about 11:48. I'm going to start at 11:48:18. On the table, there is a bright light. Is that your phone?
Yes, it is.
And it appears to be lit up at the moment. It went dark. When your phone rings, does the screen light up?
Yes, it does.
And if a phone ends or a phone call ends, does the screen turn off?
Usually, yes.
All right. At 11:48:42, your screen lit up again. And now you look at your wrist, and your wrist appears to light up. What is that?
My Apple Watch. It's
Does your
connected to
Apple
my
Watch
phone.
notify you when you're getting a phone call?
Yes, it does.
Is this you picking up the phone and putting it to your ear to have a phone call?
Yes, it is.
Is this you having the phone call with Kay Baker where she tells you that Matthew Terry is still accusing her of dancing with another man?
Yes, it is.
And that phone call appears to have started at the tail end of 11:48. 11:49:51, is that you ending the phone call and putting the phone back down?
Yes.
Would it be fair to say that that phone call, to the best of your recollection, lasted about a minute?
Yes.
And during that minute, are you positive, are you 100% certain that you recall Kay Baker calling you because Matthew Terry was still accusing her of dancing with another man?
Yes, I am.
And do you recall having to again tell the defendant he was being jealous and to stop it?
Yes.
And do you recall hearing him acknowledge you when you told him he was being jealous and to stop it?
Yes.
Somewhere shortly after this phone call, did you receive a text message from Ms. Baker?
I did.
And do you remember what that text message was about generally?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Your Honor, if I can approach?
You may.
This is States 54. I should mark these. A and B. Ma'am, did you have a chance to look at these before court?
I did.
Do you recognize those?
Yes, I do.
As to 54A and B, do they fairly and accurately depict both the call log from your phone as well as the text message you received from Kay Baker?
Yes.
Your Honor, I move into evidence States Exhibit number 54A and B.
Any objection?
No objection.
Admitted.
So I'm going to play the video again just so I don't have to jump back and forth. I'm going to move to 11:56. We'll pick up here at about 11:55:25. At about 11:55:42, it looks like you're looking at your phone. Is that correct?
Correct.
Do you remember what you were doing at this moment?
Probably checking to see if the Uber was on its way.
So you've not yet received this text message.
I don't believe so. I think it was a little after. There was a period of time there where you were using your thumbs to do something with the phone, and then you stopped and made a comment to your husband and were talking. Do you remember if that's around the time you received the text message from Kay? Yes.
When you received that text message, did you take the time to respond to her?
I did.
When you hold your cell phone, are you the kind of person who like hunts and pecks with their index finger, or do you type with your thumbs?
I type with my thumbs.
Your Honor, I'd ask for permission to publish States Exhibit number 54.
You may publish.
This is States Exhibit 54B. Is this a photo of your phone depicting the call log from Kay Baker at 11:48 that lasted approximately 1 minute?
Yes.
States 54A. Is this the conversation you had with Kay Baker at 11:56?
Yes, it is.
So for anyone who doesn't know how text messaging works in the modern era, if any such person exists, on the left, there's a box in sort of gray. Whose text message is that?
Case.
And then on the right, there's boxes in green. Whose text messages are those?
Mine.
Okay, and so if you would, could you read the gray box that you're attributing to the text message from Kay Baker?
It says, LOL, sorry for that, so dumb, all good now.
And I guess that's a little smiley face.
Yes.
And then the next text message that you send back is what?
Tell me.
really going to punch somebody in the balls?
No.
Why were you saying that?
I really wanted him to stop being jealous and to drop it and stop the fight.
Is this the last conversation you ever had with Kay Baker?
Yes, it is.
The next morning, did you wake up to news from either the actual news, like on TV, or from other people who were text messaging you, or whatever the case may be?
Yes, I did.
And did you have reason to suspect that something might have happened to Miss Baker?
Yes, I did.
I'm not going to put it back up, but there's a text message there at about 9:32 in the morning asking Miss Baker to call you or text you. Is that because you were already trying to figure out where she was and if she was okay?
Yes.
At some point, did law enforcement reach out to you and ask to talk with you?
Yes, they did.
Did they meet with you and your husband?
Yes, at my house.
Did you provide them information regarding what had happened at the Landing Bar the night before, as far as going to the bathroom, crossing paths, the other guy, the little dancing, all of those sorts of things?
Yes, I did.
Are you aware of any moment that is not on video that we've already seen where Kay Baker is dancing with another guy?
No.
Was there any portion of the conversation that night?
I'd like to welcome my guest for this hour, former federal prosecutor Nima Rahmani. Nima, tell me this. What do you think about the testimony of this witness? Do you find her credible?
Very credible. Whenever you have video and a witness like this is corroborating the video testimony, it's very powerful evidence for the jury, because this is the incident that really kind of triggered Terry to fly off the handle and resulted in Baker's tragic and unfortunate death. So I like this witness. She's credible. She's setting forth the timeline, and now the jurors know what happened in that home when Terry stabbed and brutally killed Baker.
And it provides that motive, the jealousy aspect, because while motive is not an element of a crime, we know, Nima, that juries want to know why. All right, stay with us, because we're going to get you back into that testimony. We're going to take a short break. Stay with us here on Court TV, your front row seat to justice.
Matthew Terry, a convicted domestic abuser, facing the death penalty in the stabbing death of his teacher girlfriend.
The math teacher murder trial. Live coverage today on Court TV.
Tonight on Closing Arguments, prosecutors continue building their case against Danny Masterson. Court TV teams are live from Los Angeles as his high-profile case moves forward.
Closing Arguments tonight at 8/7 Central, only on Court TV.
Body cam, barking dogs, and a blood-soaked boyfriend. Our coverage of the math teacher murder trial now continues. Today has been highlighted by testimony from arresting officers. They placed the defendant in the same neighborhood as his dead girlfriend. Matthew Terry looked like he could have committed a murder, but he also had cuts on his neck. Let's get you back into court. On the stand now is Kelly Andrews, a close friend of the late Kay Baker. You have not missed any of her testimony.
Other moment in time where his girlfriend was being unfaithful and dancing with another guy?
No.
That's it?
That's it.
Those 5 seconds?
Correct.
Pass the witness, Ron.
Cross-examination.
Good afternoon, Ms. Andrews.
Good afternoon.
I know she was your best friend, so I'm going to try to keep this brief. But that night, there was not one moment where Matthew Terry screamed at Kay about this so-called dancing incident, was there?
No.
He didn't push her, right?
No.
Didn't slap her?
No.
Didn't kick her?
No.
Didn't punch her?
No.
Didn't do anything that caused you any concern when they were leaving that something physical might occur?
No.
In fact, on the way home, when you get the call from Kay, you tell him, cut it out, and you hear him in the back go, okay, right?
Correct.
You don't hear him screaming at her.
No.
You don't hear him cursing at her.
No.
He's not cursing at you, saying, Kelly, stay out of this. This is none of your business.
No.
He just says, okay.
Correct.
And then when you get the message from Kay, the last thing is that it's all good now, right?
Correct.
And you're close enough with them that you say, think anything would get physical, right?
No.
Could I just have a moment?
Yes.
Nothing further.
Regret?
There was that end moment there that we got to watch by 11:30. Mr. Terry took a drink, then he hugs your husband goodbye, and he's having a conversation with you and your husband. Describe his level of intoxication at that point.
He was intoxicated. I could tell by his his eyes and the way he was slurring his words.
All right. You could hear him slurring words.
Yes.
You could see what about his eyes?
They just looked glossy and a little closed.
All right. And again, I'm not suggesting you're any kind of expert, but in just your everyday experience of dealing with people who've ever been intoxicated, did you believe the defendant was intoxicated at that point?
Objection, relevance outside the scope, beyond your expertise.
I'll allow her to offer her lay opinion as to beyond the scope. I'll allow you to recross.
I do, yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Recross.
Just to be fair, you had been drinking that night too.
Correct.
You had actually been drinking before you even got to the landings, right?
Correct.
And so had Kay, right?
Correct.
And Kay was intoxicated too, right?
At the beginning, yes.
Okay, so the whole group was drinking, not just Mr. Terry, right?
Correct.
Thank you. Nothing further.
Eddie, redirect.
When Kay left, did you think that Kay was as intoxicated as the defendant?
No, I did not.
Thank you, ma'am.
Release or subject to recall?
She is subject to recall.
Okay, ma'am, you may step down, but you are subject to recall. So I don't know if they want you to wait outside or not.
No, she's free to go.
Free to go for today, but you may be recalled. Thank you.